Good morning, students. From the last class, you learned two OOPS concept, that is classes and objects. So from this class and object, I am going to ask some questions. Please post your answer in the chat box. So first one, size of a classes. We have different option. What is the answer? Post your answer in the chat box. And so A, B, so size of a class. Correct answer, class does not have any size. Option D is the correct answer. Next question, which of these keyword is used to make a class? Option A, class. Yes, exactly. Correct answer. So next one, which of the following is a valid declaration of an object of class box? Which of the following is a valid declaration of an object of class box? Yes, A is the correct answer. Box obj j equal to new box of semicolon. Next one, which of these operator is used to allocate memory for an object? In Java. Which of these operator is used to allocate memory for an object in Java? C is the correct answer, new. Box obj equal to new box of, new is a keyword to allocate memory for an object. So correct answer is C. So which of these statement is incorrect? Any answer? Which of these statement is incorrect? Read the sentence carefully. Every class must contain a main method. Which of these statement is incorrect? We have more than one class. We can declare more than one class in our Java program. So only one main method we have to declare. So every class must contain a main method. That is a wrong answer. Okay. Today I am going to explain the concept inheritance and polymorphism. So OOPS concept, we have different categories, different types, class, objects, inheritance, polymorphism, abstraction, etc. So to last class, sir explained about classes and objects. Today I am going to explain inheritance and polymorphism. So what is inheritance? That is a deriving a new class from the existing class is called as inheritance. So consider this example. This is a new one. So this is an existing one. So deriving a new class from the existing class is called as inheritance. This derived class, it contains its own property and also it inherits properties from the parent class. That is inheritance. So example, what is the importance of using this inheritance concept? Assume that you are a software developer. You are going to develop a software for calculator. Assume you are going to develop an application calculator. So your client asks about you to develop an application. So he needs only one feature, that is addition. So based on his need, you are going to prepare a software calculator. It contains only one features addition. In case in future, he needs one more feature, that is subtraction. So then what we have to do? We can add one more method in the existing program and give the new software to the client. In case, suppose, if the existing software is developed by someone else, in this existing project, we need to add some more concept. In this case, we go for this inheritance concept. Suppose already one existing software is available that is developed by someone else. In this existing software, I want to add some new features. In this case, we go for this inheritance concept. If I develop existing project and also I am going to add new features in the existing, means no need to inherit the properties. Directly add class A, it contain addition, and class A itself it contain subtraction, or you have to declare some other class B. In this we have to add, class A contain a method addition and also you have to add a method subtraction. In this way we can develop a software. But if the software is developed by someone else, we need to add an extra features in the existing one, means we go for this inheritance concept. Because owner is someone else, we want properties from the existing ones. So we go for this inheritance concept. So this derived class, it is also known as subclass or a child class. So this base class, it is also known as parent class or a superclass. So example, consider the superclass animal. It contains properties eat and sleep. From this, we have another one category, dog. Under this animal, we have different categories: cat, animal, lion, tiger, etc. So here I am considering dog. So it contains an additional features. In addition to this, it contains existing features also: eat and sleep. So dog is a subclass. It inherits properties from the superclass. So dog, it contains bark as well as eat and sleep method. This is inheritance. So this inheritance, it contains a relationship, is a relationship. This is a last example, is a relationship. Vehicle, under this we have car, bicycle, auto. So car is a vehicle, bicycle is a vehicle, auto is a vehicle. So here inheritance, it contains a relationship, is a relationship. And also it contains parent-child relationship. It is also known as parent-child relationship, but main relationship is a relationship. So here we have derived class, that is child class. Child class inherit characteristics from the base class. Parent class, from which characteristics are inherited by subclass, that is parent class or superclass. This is about inheritance. So what is the benefit of using this inheritance concept? So software reusability. We can reuse the existing softwares. So already well-tested code, they are developed. We can easily use the pre-existing one. So increase reliability, code sharing, and rapid prototyping. Rapid prototyping means pre-existing components we can use in our project also. And that is a main advantage of inheritance. So next, these are the types of inheritance. So inheritance types is, first one is single inheritance, multi-level inheritance, hierarchical inheritance, hybrid and multiple inheritance. These are the different types of inheritance. So how to declare an inheritance? Consider employee. This is a base class. So under this we have two different subclass: hourly employee and salaried employee. So in this hourly employee, it inherits properties from the base class employee, and also it contains its own property. Example, it contains property as SSN number, first name, last name. In addition to that, it contains salary. In the same method, it contains employee of get SSN, print. get first name, get last name. In addition to that, it contains its own property. Hourly employee of compute, grasp, pay, etc. So employee is a superclass. This hourly employee and salaried employees are a subclass. So each and every subclass that inherit properties from the parent class, and also it contains its own property. Okay. Next one, how to declare an inheritance. So Java program, it must contain a class. So class employee, this is a superclass. Inside we have functions. So our methods. So next one is these two are derived classes. So you can use an extend keyword to inherit properties from the base class employee. So class hourly employee extend employee, that is child class extend properties from the parent class employee. This is a derivation. I explained this through one example program. So next one, single inheritance. First one is single inheritance. So single inheritance means it contains one base class and one derived class. Derived class, it extend properties from the base class or inherit properties from the base class, and also this derived class, it contains its own properties. So consider this is father, this is child. Child have its own property as well as it inherit properties from the parent class. So this is a syntax to write a program. Class, base class, class derived. This is a derived class, this is a base class. Class derived extend base class. We need to inherit properties from the base class. For that we are using the keyword extend and we use the class name as base. Next one is multi-level inheritance. So here we have only one base class and only one derived class, in which we can more than one intermediate class. This derived class one is called as intermediate class. We can have more than one derived class in multi-level inheritance. Example, this is a base class grandfather, and intermediate class is father, and derived class is child. Child can have its own property and it inherit properties from the father and also grandfather. So class A, it contains its own properties. Class B, it extends from A. So B, it contains properties from A class, and also B contains its own properties. And class C extends B. So this class C, it extends properties from B, but B, it contains B properties as well as A property. So this is class C extend B. So class C, it contains properties of intermediate class B and base class A. This is multi-level inheritance. Next one is hierarchical inheritance. So here only one base class, we can derive more than one child class or derived class. This is parent class, these two are child classes. So class A, it contains its own properties and methods, and B, it extends properties from A, and also B, it contains its own characteristics, and class C, it extends from class A, because here we have only one base class. From this base class, all the derived class inherit the properties. So B, it contains own properties and it extends property from base class A. Same way, C, it contains its own properties or characteristics and extend characteristics from B also, sorry, A also. And C, it extend properties from base class A. D, it extend properties from base class A. So each and every class, it inherit properties only from this base class A. But consider this child class, it inherit properties from the base class B, but base class, it contains properties of A and B. So C inherit properties from A and B. But hierarchical is different. Next one is multiple inheritance. So here we have more than one base class and only one derived class. This is multiple inheritance. Suppose this is base class A, this is class B. These two are base classes and we have only one derived classes. This multiple inheritances does not supported through this inheritance concept. This concept does not implemented through this inheritance concept. If you want to implement this multiple inheritance, then we go for interface concept. We will discuss the concept later. So inheritance, it support only three concepts, that is first one single inheritance, multi-level inheritance and hierarchical. Multiple and hybrid, we can implement these two inheritance through interface concept. So next one, hybrid. Hybrid, it is the combination of maybe it is a single level inheritance plus hierarchical, or multiple inheritance plus hierarchical. So combination of different inheritance is called as hybrid inheritance. So next one, single inheritance. So this is an example. So first one, class A. Inside we have derived class, that is class B. Class public class A. Inside we have methods and data, and from class B we extend the properties of class A. So this is a single inheritance. So example, class parent int A equal to 10, void display. Under this we have a display method, system.out.println parent class. So next, from this, next I am going to declare a child class. This child class, it contains its own property, that is int b equal to 20, and we have another one method, void show. So this child class that extend properties from the base class, that is int b equal to 20, void show method functions another properties in a equal to 10 and display. So through this main method, I can access both the classes. So class inheritance, under this we have public static void main string args. So child obj. I am going to create an object for child class. Through the child class, I am going to access this child class as well as this parent class. So child obj equal to new child of. So obj dot show of. So I display child class. Next, system dot out dot println of. So obj dot show of, this control moves to this show method. So inside we have system dot out dot println child class. Next, system dot out dot println of obj dot b. So what is the b answer? 20. So answer is 20. Next one, obj dot display. So this child class, it extends properties from the base class. So it contains display method also. So what is output? Parent class, obj dot display. So it display answer parent class, and system dot out dot println obj dot a, it display a answer is 10. So through this child class object, we can access both child class and parent class. So we can execute both things using this inheritance concept. This is a single level inheritance. We have parent class and one child class. Child class, it extends property from the base class. So next one is polymorphism. So polymorphism, it performs a single action in different ways. That is, poly means many, morph means form. So single action can be performed in different ways. So I will explain next slide, then you can easily follow this. So this is an, consider this boy. Suppose if he is in a classroom, that time he behave like a student. When he is in market, he behave like a customer. When he is at home, he behave like a son or daughter, son. So single person, it perform different operations. That is a polymorphism concept. Single action can be performed in different ways. Next one, types of polymorphism. We have two different types of polymorphism. First one is compile time polymorphism and runtime polymorphism. This compile time polymorphism, it is also known as static method dispatch or static binding or early binding. So next one is runtime polymorphism. It is also known as dynamic method dispatch or dynamic binding or late binding. So this compile time polymorphism, it contains a category method overloading. Next one, runtime polymorphism, it contains method overriding concept. Through the program, I am going to explain these two concepts. So consider this example. Here we have class. In the class, it contains more than one method, but each and every method contains a same name. Consider this is an add method. This is also an add method. This is also an add method. So this is method overloading. So consider overriding. I will explain this through program. Okay, method overloading. This is a compile time polymorphism. So consider class calculation. Inside we have two functions. It contains two methods. It contains same name, void sum of integer a comma integer b, and also it contains same method, void sum of integer a comma integer b comma integer c. This is method overloading. Here same method but different parameter list. So this is method overloading. So I am going to create an object for the class calculation. Calculation obj equal to new calculation of obj dot sum of. So at the compilation time, it checks control check which method is going to be executed. First it checks obj dot sum of 10 comma 10 comma 10. So it checks the parameter. It contains only two parameters, integer a and b. So it contains integer a, integer b, integer c. So this 10 and 10 is assigned to this method. So this can be implemented at compile time. So a is assigned to 10, b is assigned to 10, c is assigned to 10. So it prints an output a plus b plus c. The output is 30. So next one, same method, obj dot sum of 20, 20. This 20, 20 is assigned to a and b, and system.out.println is 20 plus 20, 40. So here we have same method but different parameters. Single action can be performed in different ways. Single action, that is sum, it can be performed in different ways. This is called as compile time polymorphism or method overloading. Next one is method overriding. This is a runtime polymorphism. So suppose if the base class, it overrides the parent class method. In this case is called as method overriding. This subclass, it overrides the parent class method. This is called as method overriding. So why this method overriding is, we are going for this method overriding concept means, suppose the subclass, it is not satisfied with this parent class operation, then it overrides the superclass method. Suppose if the subclass is not satisfied with the operations in the parent class, then it overrides the parent class method. So example, method overriding, it contains same return type, that is void, and same method name walk and walk. This method overriding can be implemented through inheritance concept. That's why here we are using class employee extend person. Here we have another one class, superclass, class person. Inside we have void walk off, system.out.println, we have running slow. Inside we have, another one class employee. This is an subclass. Using inheritance concept only, we are going for this method overriding concept. Employee extend person. So under this we have void walk off, system.out.println running fast. So here we are assigning a parent class reference to the base class. Here person P, I am using class person. I am creating a reference for class person. Here I am giving employee name. So assigning object reference of parent class to the child class is known as upcasting. This is called as upcasting. So person P equal to new employee of P dot walk off. P dot walk off means first it moves to the employee class. Here also it contain a walk off method, and also it contain a class person. It also contain walk off method. At the runtime, it decide which method is going to be executed. So method overriding means it overrides the superclass method. So output is running fast. So next one is difference between overloading and overriding. Overloading means we have same method, different operations it can perform. Overriding, same method in superclass can be implemented in the subclass also. Next one, method overloading. Overloading is performed within a class, but method overriding. See here, method overloading is implemented within a class. Class calculation, void sum within a class. But method overriding, we have two different class. This is an parent class, this is an subclass. So method overriding occurs in two classes that is a relationship, that is inheritance. Next one, in case of method overloading, parameter must be different. So consider here integer A and B, integer A, B, C. We can also give double A, double B, double C. We can pass double value from here. So parameter must be different. Here parameter must be same. So consider this method overriding. Here we declare an void. Consider this is also an void. This is method is walk. Same method is walk. If I declaring some parameter here, then the same parameter is implemented here also. Next one is method signature must integer means integer, double means double. Next one, private static final methods can be overloaded, but in case overriding, here static void walk off. If the parent class in the method of static, then we can override this through this method. If it is static or final, if the parent class is static void walk off or final void walk off, we can't implement through this in overriding concept. That's all. If you have any doubt, please ask me.
Hello? Hello?
Soluma.
Ma'am, I didn't understood that overriding concept, ma'am. It's confusing, ma'am.